The bass dropped, and so did my guard. It was August 2024, 10 months ago, and I was 26. A DJ spinning tracks in Miami's neon-drenched South Beach, my deck's a shield against a past that had remixed my trust. My name's Ezra, and Miami was my beat, its ocean waves and electric nights, a rebellion against the Jacksonville suburb where I de-hidden my queerness until I came out at 19 in 2017. A manipulative ex had left me skeptical, his gaslighting in 2022 still echoing, so I'd sworn off love, pouring my soul into my set synths, lights, Miami's pulse. But that night, South Beach had other plans, ones that threw my rhythm off. The Neon Pulse Fest was alive, a surge of light purple neons flashing pulse, blue strobes swirling, techno and Latin house thumping. Festival goers raving in glow paint and sequins. My booth vibe deck was lit, my turntables spinning, my headphones halfin', my cropped jacket catching the lights. I was dropping a reggaeton remix, the crowd roaring when a guy tweaking a synth setup nearby fumbled his cables, unplugging my deck mid-set. The music cut, the crowd groaning, and I spun around. Yo, seriously? He looked up Nico, maybe 28, his black hair tousled, a loose tank top glowing under UV. His brown eyes wide, panicked, like a spark in the neon haze. I wanted to snap, Jacksonville's scars yelling, "Keep your sound tight," but his eyes caught me, warm under the neon. My heart skipping like a glitched track. "My fault," he said, scrambling to plug it back, his voice deep, a Miami lilt cutting through the booze, his grin nervous but electric. I restarted the set, the bass kicking in, and Nico leaned in, his fingers brushing mine on the deck, a jolt igniting my skin. "I'm Nico," he said, adjusting his synth rig, his collar amber, smoke mixing with the festival's sweaty air. "Music producer. Caught your set online." Sk. My cheeks burned, Jacksonville's walls trembling, but his quick charm felt too much like my ex's lies, too slick to trust. My ex had been a promoter, all hype until he manipulated me in 2022. Leaving me to mix tracks alone in Jacksonville's dive bars, my trust scrambled. I tweaked the fader, but Nico stayed close, his eyes tracing mine, like he heard the beats beneath my surface. "Let me fix it," he said, syncing his synth to my track, the crowd cheering as the sound layered. The neon pulsed, South Beach's energy urging me to vibe, but I deflected. "I'm good," I said, voice sharp, adjusting my headphones. Nico's laugh bright, warm cut through, his hand grazing my wrist, a spark I couldn't mute. "Check my set," he said, nodding to his rig, his eyes daring. "Or you two locked in your loop?" I wanted to stay in my booth, but Nico's grin pulled me to his setup, the neon flaring purple-blue, gold as techno thumped louder. His production was Firelive synths. Deep bass, his fingers dancing on keys, the crowd losing it. My pulse raced, Jacksonville's ghosts fading, Miami's heat urging me to drop my guard. But mid-set, his laptop glitched, the sound stuttering, Nico freezing. I jumped in, rerouting my deck to his output, saving the track, our eyes locking, his breath hot against my cheek. "Nice save," he panted, his grin electric, his hair glowing under UV. My heart surged, but doubt clung, was he real? Or just another South Beach mixer, ready to ghost like my ex? I pulled back, the neon blurring as I retreated to my booth, South Beach's rhythm syncing with my fear. "Thanks for the catch," Nico called, following me, his tank top damp, his eyes softer now, less spark, more real. "Stay," he said, voice low, a plea in his Miami lilt. The festival buzzed, neon glowing brighter, ocean waves crashing nearby, and I knew this wasn't just a dropped beat. This was Miami, throwing me into a pulse I wasn't ready for, but couldn't outrun. The festival stage was a neon storm gold lights, pulsing pulse, purple strobes flashing, Latin house driving the crowd wild. Nico dragged me to the dance floor, his synth rig off, his hands light on my hips, urging me to move. My pulse hammered, Jacksonville's scars begging me to bail, but Miami's heat sweaty, electric kept me swaying, my jacket loose, Nico's grin pulling me deeper. "Not bad, DJ," he teased, voice low, his breath sparking a shiver. "Knew you had a vibe," I shot back, steadier than I felt, my mixer's calm matching his energy. My ex had spun promises like this, all charm until he gaslit me in 2022, leaving me to crate dig alone in Jacksonville's gray clubs, my heart muted. Nico's touch was different, bold yet steady, his eyes searching mine, like he felt my rhythm beyond the decks. The track slowed, a sultry techno beat, and Nico pulled me closer, his chest grazing mine. His collar amber, smoke intoxicating. "Why are you fading out?" he asked, voice piercing like he knew my walls. My throat tightened, Jacksonville's pains surging, but Miami's neon urged me to speak. "I don't trust producers," I confessed, voice raw, the crowd fading, just us in the neon glow. Nico's grin softened, his eyes dimming. Less spark, more human, his hand still on my hip. Warm, grounding. "I'm not that guy," he said, voice firm, his Miami lilt tinged with hurt.
Yes.
"Just a dude who felt your beat and couldn't turn away." My heart twisted, his words hitting like a perfect drop, raw, clear, shaking Jacksonville's grip. I thought of my ex's lies, but Nico's gaze was open, unguarded. The neon pulsed, South Beach's energy wrapping us, and I wanted to believe him, but fear held me. My headphones slipping, my pulse a glitched loop. We moved to my booth, neon purple, blue glinting off my turntables, techno a soft hum, the festival's buzz fading. Nico leaned in, voice quieter, less flirty, more real. "I'm a producer," he said. "Chase sounds, live for the mix. But your tracks, they're real, Ezra. Like you." His words felt sincere, but a raver nearby scoffed, calling Nico South Beach's hype man, always mixing, never sticking. My stomach sank, Jacksonville's scars screaming. "Run? That true?" I asked, voice sharp, my decks untouched, eyes locked on his. Nico's eyes widened, hurt flashing, but he didn't dodge. "I mix," he said, voice low, "but I don't bounce." The neon flared, South Beach's pulse mocking my doubt, urging me to hear him. I stood, ready to pack my gear, the neon blazing, my sneakers scuffing the stage, South Beach's rhythm syncing with my fear. Nico grabbed my wrist, gentle, his eyes pleading, raw, unguarded. "Don't cut the track," he said, voice cracking, cutting through the festival's hum. "I'm not your ex, Ezra." My heart raced, his touch electric, Miami's heat urging me to stay. But Jacksonville's voice hissed, "He'll ghost you." "Prove it," I challenged, voice trembling, a desperate hope. Nico's grip steadied, his eyes burning with resolve, the neon glowing brighter, South Beach daring us to play. I stepped away, the ocean's roar blending with the neon buzz, Nico following. His tank top catching the purple and blue lights, his eyes fixed on me. The night air was warm, a light breeze off Ocean Drive, South Beach's energy alive, pulsing like a heartbeat. I knew this wasn't just a glitched set or a saved track. This was us. Two sparks riding Miami's neon pulse, fighting to sync, caught in a beat the city was spinning. One I wasn't sure I could trust, but couldn't stop. A light breeze swept through Ocean Drive, Miami's neon purple signs, blue palm streaks, shimmering in the festival's afterglow as I walked away in August 2024. My gear heavy, my heart heavier. Nico's hype man label echoed, too close to my ex's lies. Jacksonville's scars screaming. "Run, Ezra, wait," Nico called, chasing me, his hair messy, his brown eyes wild, desperate. "What's wrong?" he asked, voice slicing through the breeze. I spun, anger flaring, headphones around my neck. "You're just a hype man," I snapped, voice raw, shaking. "I'm not your next mix, Nico." The neon flickered, the ocean roaring, Miami's pulse mocking my fear, urging me to listen. Nico's face fell, his grin gone, his eyes raw, wounded, breeze ruffling his hair like tears. "You believe that?" he said, voice low, cracked, heavy with pain. "I'm not your ex, Ezra," neon painting his face purple and blue, his hands open, vulnerable. "I produce. Yeah, I chase beats, but I've been burned guys who wanted my sound, not me. Left me mixing alone in 2022. My chest tightened. His story mirroring mine, Jacksonville's betrayal fading under his truth. But doubt lingered. Could I trust him? Or was Miami's neon just another loop? The breeze softened, his eyes pleading, raw, urging me to stay. Nico grabbed my hand, his fingers warm despite the breeze, his grip soft, his eyes blazing with resolve. "You're different," he said, voice steady, a vow carved in Miami's glow. Your beats, your heart, I heard you before I knew you. My breath hitched, his words hitting like a flawless mix, raw, clear, cracking my walls. I thought of my sets, my soul poured into Miami's pulse, the festival's cheers lifting me. Why me? I whispered, voice soft, breeze slowing, neon softening. Because you're my track, he said, his hand steadying mine, grounding me. I'm done with samples. Ezra, I want the real mix. The breeze faded, Miami's neon puddles glowing like stars, the ocean's roar a promise overhead, South Beach's skyline faint in the glow. I wanted to trust Nico, to shed Jacksonville's pain, but trust was a beat I'd dropped before. His hand anchored me, his gaze unwavering, and I felt it a shift, a rhythm, Miami's energy urging me to play. One more drop, I said, voice low, a test, a hope, headphones off. Nico's grin returned, soft, real, and he nodded, pulling me back toward the festival. The neon brighter, my fears dissolving like static in Miami's heat. We stepped back into the Neon Pulse Fest, neon purple, gold embracing us, techno pulsing like a heartbeat, the crowd alive again. Nico's hand stayed in mine, his touch grounding me in the chaos, and I knew this wasn't just a glitch. This was us, two scarred souls finding a beat in Miami's neon jungle, daring to mix, to trust, to vibe, even if it scared us both. South Beach's heat fueling our fight. The rooftop club above the festival glowed under Miami's skyline, purple neon towers flashing pulse, gold-lit palms swaying, the ocean shimmering below like a dark mirror. Nico and I sat close, my turntables packed, his synth rig off, our energy drinks sweating on the table, his brown eyes locked on mine, no longer sparking, just open, raw, vulnerable, my pulse racing. You're still here, he said, voice soft, carrying hope, his hair catching neon. I nodded, Jacksonville's scars quiet, Miami's heat urging me to leap. Jacksonville had taught me to hide, to mix in dim bars alone. My ex's lies in 2020 to a scar I carried to Miami. Nico's hand found mine, his fingers tracing my knuckles. His touch a spark lighting the club, warm, electric. I've screwed up, he admitted, voice raw, cutting through the neon haze. Chased beats, trusted the wrong guys in 2022, but with you, Ezra, your tracks, your heart I'm real. My breath caught, his words vivid, like a perfect drop, his eyes burning brown. Miami's skyline pulsing, his truth crashing over me. Nico stood, his silhouette framed by neon, his voice rising, raw, a confession under Miami's stars. I'm falling for you, he said, eyes locked on mine, neon exploding purple, gold, blue, the club trembling with his truth. The festival pulsed below, oblivious, but my world froze, his words a wave washing Jacksonville's fear, leaving only us. I thought of my ex's lies, but Nico was different, his gaze, his voice, his heart real, and I was falling too. I'm scared, I whispered, jacket loose, voice shaky. But Nico's hands cupped my face, his thumbs brushing my cheeks, warm, steadying. I stood, my gear forgotten, our eyes locked, tension electric, air thick with Miami's heat. Me too, he murmured, voice soft, but I want this, Ezra, me, this city, all of it.
Ow.
The neon sang, purple and gold swirling, and we kissed deep, wild, the ocean roaring below, skyline bursting, vivid, alive. The crowd raved downstairs, unaware, but our kiss was ours. Sealing a beat eternal in South Beach's fire, neon wrapping us in a vow we'd fight for, Miami's pulse fueling us. The kiss broke, foreheads touching, neon softening, Miami's warmth a blanket. My decks lay forgotten, Nico's synth rig glinting, his tracks synced to minus, our rhythm inked in purples and blues. We're mixing this, he said, voice soft, grin bright, eyes promising more. I nodded, heart full. Jacksonville's scars fading under Miami's magic, a promise we could keep. This wasn't just a kiss, it was us, two sparks in South Beach's chaos. Burning bright, ready to spin love, one neon night at a time. Now, 10 months later, in June 2025, I stand in my booth, Vibe Deck, spinning that reggaeton remix, smiling at the memory. Nico synths hum in our shared studio, his tracks lighting up South Beach, our love a beat that's kept dropping. My name is Ezra, and this is our story, a gay love sparked in Miami's neon, fighting to pulse. Will we outshine South Beach's glow, or stay lost in its vibrant rhythm? Dawn broke over South Beach that August 2024 morning. Miami's skyline fading as pink sunrise spilled across the ocean, neon signs dimming as the city stirred. Nico and I walked the boardwalk, hands linked, my gear bag slung over my shoulder, his synth case in tow. South Beach had rewired my soul, its neon heart sparking a love I never thought I'd find. Nico's brown eyes met mine, his tank top loose, smile soft, a vow brighter than the neon that brought us together. "We're dropping this," he said, voice steady, hand squeezing mine. Miami's dawn sealing our promise, warm, real. Jacksonville was a shadow now, my ex's lies in 2022 a faint echo, placed by Nico's warmth, his bold sound, his heart that heard my soul through the neon haze. We'd built a life here, my sets, shaking South Beach's clubs, Nico's tracks trending online, our love a rhythm Miami danced to. I thought of that night that dropped beat, the saved track, the rooftop kiss that changed everything, neon painting us in purples and golds. "You're my perfect mix," I said, grinning, jacket open, voice steady, no longer afraid. Nico laughed, pulling me close, lips brushing my forehead, ocean roaring a chorus of hope, alive, endless. I pictured us, my mind spinning tracks, Nico's synths, Miami's skyline, a vivid beat of our love, bold and bright. Nico watched, arm around me, his touch grounding me, the boardwalk alive with ravers, surfers, ocean's rhythm syncing with ours. We'd faced challenges Miami's grind, the world static, our fears, but we were enough, our pulse stronger than any skip. "Let's make it a banger," Nico said, grin bright eyes, promising forever, or as close as South Beach could give. Miami's beat thumped in us, a love story inked in neon and dawn, shining on. My heart glowed, our story vivid, two boys, one city, a love that fought and won against the odds. But a question lingered, soft as the dawn breeze. Could any love outlast the world's noise, or was this beat enough? I looked at Nico, hand in mine, a rainbow wristband matching mine, glinting in the sunrise, and knew we'd try. One neon night at a time. South Beach had given us a track, and we'd mixed our story bold, gay, vibrant for Miami's ocean to play. This wasn't just a love. This was our pulse, our beat, our forever, alive in Miami's neon glow. If this story set your heart thumping, smash like, drop a comment with your Miami love story, and subscribe for more gay love stories. Comment, what's your neon beat? Help us hit 1,000 subscribers. Your vibe keeps these tracks alive. Chase your neon and tell us, will Ezra and Nico's love outshine South Beach's glow? Or is their beat enough? My name is Ezra, and this is our storia. Gay love born in South Beach's chaos, pulsing bright forever, or as long as Miami's neon glows. We walked into South Beach's crowd that morning, hand in hand, my gear packed. Miami's skyline, a promise above. The neon signs flickered back on, our rhythm igniting, our love a gay story vivid, spinning forever in Miami's heat. This was our track, a love inked in South Beach's neon heart, one sunrise at a time, for the world to hear.